What's going on, gamers? I'm Acro, and in this video I'm going to talk about the banner system for Wuthering Waves, or as they call it in the game, convenes. Wuthering Waves is coming out in less than 10 days, and we have a lot of information on how the banner system is going to work just because of the betas that have gone on. So most of this information really shouldn't change, but if it does, I'll keep you up to date on that. Wuthering Waves, of course, has its own unique terminology for certain things, and certain things that are normal in gacha games, and they have their own unique terminology, like the convene instead of saying banner. So because of that, I'll compare the terminology to what the most popular gacha game ever is, Genshin. So just so you understand better, I will compare a lot of the things to Genshin, so it is an easier way to understand it. So let's start off with the basics of the currency. So you need 160 Astrite, which is your Primo Gem equivalent, to get one pull. So this is very familiar to you. This is the same in Genshin. It's the same in Honkai Star Rail. You need 160 of it. Now here's where it differs. Pulls can come in three forms: Lustrous Tides, which go for the Novice, Standard Character, and Standard Weapon banner; Radiant Tides, which are for the Limited Character banner; and Forging Tides, which are for the Limited Weapon banner. Now, something annoying can come from this because your tides are basically less versatile than something like Intertwined Fates. You can't use your tides on both the Limited Character and Limited Weapon banner. You have to, if you're gifted them or you get them through in-game events and stuff like that, you can't really use them on whatever banner you want. They're for a specific banner, which can be annoying at times, but it's kind of okay because most of your pulls are going to be coming from your Astrite. Things that can be pulled from the banners are 3-star weapons, 4-star resonators, which are characters, so resonator is a character, 4-star weapons, 5-star resonators, or 5-star weapons. I want to just give some general banner stats, which are for most of the banners. And that is that there's a 6% chance to pull a 4-star from any given pull, and 4-star pity is 10. So if you go 10 without getting a 4-star, you will get it on your 10th pull. And then for 5 stars, there's a 0.8% chance to get a 5-star from any given pull, which is, I believe, 0.2% higher than Genshin. I think Genshin is 0.6%. So it's nice. It's a little bit higher. And the pity for 5-star is 80. So that means the same thing as 4-star. Every time you go 80 pulls without getting a 5-star, on your 80th pull, you'll get a 5-star. Just in case there's any confusion, I do want to say pity is not shared between banners. Each banner has its own separate pity. So let's get into the banners, and we'll start off with the Novice Convene, which is kind of the most unique one. It is the most different from the others, and this is the equivalent of your beginner's banner in Genshin, which, I mean, if you can tell, Novice is synonymous with beginner, kind of. So yeah, this is your beginner banner. As you build up Lustrous Tides from the game just giving them to you for free, this is where you want to use them first. But make sure to save up those Astrite. Don't get it twisted. Do not use Astrite to get Lustrous Tides. Use that for your Radiant Tides and your Forging Tides. So this banner has the same pool as the Standard Character banner, and you can get a 10 pull for the price of 8 up to 5 times. Then the banner disappears, and you are guaranteed a 5-star on the 50th pull if you didn't get one from the banner so far. Now, if you did get a 5-star on the banner, you are not guaranteed to get another 5-star on your 50th pull, just so you know that. Now, this is a pretty nice banner because you are essentially getting 10 pulls for the price of 8, and with that pre-registration bonus, or the pre-registration hitting 30 million just recently, basically all players are getting free 20 pulls. I don't know if all players or only all players that are pre-registered. That is unclear. However, I know for sure if you pre-registered, you're getting a 20 free Lustrous Tides, which you can, of course, use on this banner for 2 of your 10 pulls. Plus 4 left over because it's only 10 for the price of 8. Other than that, there's really not much to say about this banner. This is like the first banner you should go for with your Lustrous Tides, and that's the mechanics of it. You get a guaranteed 5-star within your 50 pulls, and if you don't get it within your 50 pulls, you get it on your 50th pull. Also, just to note, it has the same stats as all the other banners: 0.8% for a 5-star and 6% for a 4-star. And 4-star pity is 10. On to the first standard/permanent character banner, or convene as the game calls it. With this banner, of course, you can only get 5-star characters, and nothing has a higher rate, so none of the characters have like a rate up. Same as all the other banners, 6% chance to pull a 4-star with a 4-star pity of 10, 0.8% chance to pull a 5-star with a 5-star pity of 80. The 5-stars you can get on this banner are Calcharo, Encore, Jianzhen, Lingyang, and Verena. The 4-stars you can get on this banner are either 4-star resonators or weapons. It is whatever. You can get both characters and weapons on this banner, but 5-star wise, you can only get characters. So yeah, this is your banner that you might pull on if like you just have some extra Lustrous Tides sitting around from in-game rewards. I'm going to reiterate this, just in case there's anyone that's new to gacha games. Do not use your Astrite to get Lustrous Tides. Do not do that. Next up is the standard/permanent weapon convene, which this is a pretty cool banner, let me tell you that. This banner does have the same pity and chances for 4 stars and 5 stars as the other banners. Now the difference is that 5 stars can only be weapons, they cannot be resonators. 4-stars can be both weapons and resonators. Currently in this banner, there is one 5-star for each weapon type, so sword, gauntlets, pistols, rectifiers, and broadblade. And the really cool thing about this banner is you can target the specific 5-star weapon you want, so that when you pull a 5-star, it is the one that you targeted. This is insane. You essentially are selecting the one you get when you get a 5-star. Now that is pretty nice, but you also have to think, well, how many times am I going to be wishing on the standard weapon banner rather than like something like the standard character banner? Like, are you going to really use your Illustrious Tides on the standard weapon banner, or would you rather get a potential new 5-star character? That's something I think about. I know a lot of people are hyping this up, and this is very nice and cool, but at the same time, I'm probably going to use my Illustrious Tides that I get on the character banner and not the weapon banner. But if you do want a weapon and you want one of the standard 5-star weapons, this is a guaranteed way to get it. Next up is the character event convene, which is, well, your limited 5-star character. As always, it's the same rate and pity for the other banners when it comes to 4-stars and 5-stars. It can only be 5-star resonators though that you get. You cannot get a 5-star weapon from this banner. And there is a 50-50 on this banner. So upon pulling a 5-star, there's a 50% chance of it being a rate-up character, or the rate-up character on the banner, of course. And you need to win that 50-50 to get it. Now, if you lose a 50-50, you are guaranteed to get the rate-up character on the next 5-star. So you have your pity when it comes to 50-50. You have your 50-50 pity, I guess it's called. In addition to that, if you lose a 50-50, you will get a 5-star character on the standard character banner instead of the limited character. So yeah, this is the same as Genshin, Honkai Star Rail, I don't know. Those are the only gacha games I've played, so that's really all I can say for sure. Yes, this is the same thing as, but also most people have played Genshin, as I said, so this should be familiar to you. And also similarly to Genshin, there are 4-star characters that are rate up on the limited 5-star character banner, and those characters have a 50-50 mechanic with them too. So if you get a 4-star and it's not one of the 4-star rate up characters, the next 4-star you get on the banner will be guaranteed to be a rate up 4-star character. Next up is the weapon event convene. And this is basically your limited character weapon banner. So the weapon, of course, will be the signature weapon for the event character, and as always, it is the same rate and pity as other banners when it comes to 4-star and 5-stars. Same thing as the character event banner, where there are 3 rate up 4-star weapons with a 50-50 mechanic that guarantees you get them if you do not get one on the previous 4-star. And here's a little bombshell to drop on you. Upon getting a 5-star, it is guaranteed to be the event weapon. You're not going to have to lose a 50-50 or win a 50-50 to get this weapon. No, you are guaranteed to get the 5-star weapon when you pull it on this banner. This is insane because it makes it a lot more viable for players to get their weapon for the character they pull on, because most people, of course, are going to try and pull characters. And then if you want to, like, just get a little stat stick for your character and that thing that makes them work the best, you want to get their signature. And now you can almost guarantee you get their signature if you have enough wishes. This is honestly amazing. I know a lot more people are going to pull on the weapon banner now because of this mechanic where you are guaranteed to get it. So you'll see a lot more people with limited event weapons for the characters they have just because you are guaranteed to get it. And that's all the banners, but I do want to go over one more thing, and that is the extra materials you get when pulling banners. You know how in Genshin you get that Master of Stardust and that Master of Star Glitter? Well, there's an equivalent in Wuthering Waves. Alrighty, so upon pulling a 3-star, you get 15 Oscillate Coral, which is your Master Stardust, like the weaker material kind of. Upon pulling a 4-star, you get 3 Afterglow Coral, which is your Master Star Glitter, your kind of stronger material. And if you have Max Waveband, which is Constellation, you get 8 instead of 3. Upon pulling a 5-star, you get 15 Afterglow Coral and 40 if you are Max Waveband. Also, little mistake I said. So wave bands are like your constellation material, and sequence is kind of your constellation. So I guess max sequence is what I should be saying. Now, of course, this means nothing to you, so let's kind of go over what the shop looks like right now. So let's start off with the weaker material, which is Oscillate Coral. This is essentially going to have the same thing as Genshin has, where you have your monthly reset in the shop, and then you're allowed to buy a certain limited amount of wishes, and you have them quote-unquote discounted. I don't think they've ever not been discounted, so I don't know, but it looks like it's the same thing in Wuthering Waves from what I'm seeing. So in addition to being able to buy wishes, you can also buy level up materials, which is all the other stuff on the screen, basically stuff to level up your characters, weapons, and all that stuff. That's what you can buy here too with your Oscillate Coral. Onto the Afterglow Coral, which is like the stronger material, and with this you can essentially buy wishes again. But something interesting about the shop is that you can actually buy constellation / wave bands from this shop itself, which is extremely cool, and it's for 5-star characters. What? As you can see from this image, we can see a few things. Firstly, Jinyan, or Jian, That's Jin Yan. I mixed up Jin Yan and his name. Jin Yan, you can buy a wave band for it, and he's the limited 5-star character. So this is extremely cool. You can buy wave bands for the limited character banner as long as the banner's going on. I assume that's where that 12 days and 23 hours is coming from, because it's not the same as the refresh countdown, which is extremely cool because you can essentially get constellations for your character by buying them instead of having to gamble on them. It seems like you are able to buy 2 of each 5-star character that is on the standard banner each month. I'm going to assume it's a monthly reset. So after the monthly resets, you can probably buy more constellations for those characters. Now keep in mind, you can only buy like constellation / wave bands for these characters. You cannot buy the character itself from these shops. We can also see there's 1 4-star down there on the bottom right, and it seems like the limit is 1 for the month. And you only have to buy them for 55, whereas it is 270 for the standard characters, and it is 360 for the limited character. Overall, this is extremely cool. You can essentially buy wave bands / constellations for whatever character you want. You can buy them for the standard banner characters and the limited 5-star character. That is just so insane. So if you lose your 50/50 or whatever, but you happen to have a bunch of leftover Afterglow Coral, you can literally buy a constellation for that character. Now, of course, I'd rather get more wishes to get more characters, right? But you do have to think about this, that this is an option for players if they do want to go down this route, which is very nice that it is here. With that being said, Rovers, that's all I really have to say about the banners. I do have one thing, though. One thing. This is really cool, okay? I'm going to be, of course, making Wuthering Waves content, so you want to subscribe. And if you are on desktop, I don't know if this works on mobile, but if you're on desktop, look at the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. Every time I say subscribe, it should like have a little line of rainbow go around it. Is it working? I hope so. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. I hope it's working. That I saw that yesterday when I was watching the video, and I was like, wow, that is so freaking cool. I gotta show people this. But that being said, I am going to make Wuthering Waves content when the game comes out, and I'm going to make it up to the game coming out too. And I will keep you updated on the banners if anything changes, so make sure to subscribe for that and like this video. I hope you all have a good day or night, and see ya.